Good morning, boys and girls. It is a beautiful, sunshiny morning. The sun is up. The air is relatively clear. The birds are singing. The dogs are barking. What more could a feller ask for? It's Saturday. I have stuff to do today, unfortunately, but it should be only about 5 or 6 hours. And then I'll be free. Free, I tells ya. So, interesting news of the morning. I did the video on Vince Edward for sheriff. I hope that my subscriber base is informed enough to realize that I was being more than a little bit sarcastic when I made that title. I think if you actually watched it and you heard me call him batshit crazy twice, I believe, and generally poo-poo him as being out of touch with reality and irrelevant, I think most rational, observant, intelligent people could quickly deduce that. I wonder what they're cutting trees down. Ooh, cutting trees down. I think most people could figure out that I was not actually endorsing him. I was being sarcastic. But there's one gal out there, and people have thrown her videos at me a couple times, and there's just nothing really to debunk on them or to use on them. She's, for the name of Truth Convoy, she's woefully separated from the truth, as in she's freaking clueless. So I'm guessing she made a response video to me. She wasn't actually really responding to me. She was merely trying to paint me out as some sort of a maniac who would dare to support this Vincent Edward guy for sheriff. So she made this video, and in it she makes some interesting claims. She claims that I'm not a lawyer. Now, I could obviously just give her my bar number, but where's the fun in that? She claims I'm from Los Angeles, which I have no idea where she would have gotten that notion from. Maybe in her mind, there's only one city in California, just like there's only one tooth in her head. But, you know, who am I to judge? I hope maybe when I get to be her age, I'll have at least one tooth left in my head. She claims that I was supporting this guy. Again, I don't think she actually watched the video. So it's just clear that for being a truth convoy, she is not interested in the truth. She is one of many, I call them opinion pieces, opinion makers, opinion tellers. They believe that their opinion is truth. We get some of that in the First Amendment auditing community, where people think that their opinion, that's ants, where people think that their opinion is somehow true, or that people should care what their opinion is. Opinions aren't true necessarily. I mean, like if I say that, you know, in my opinion, vanilla is better than chocolate, that is my opinion, but it's not truth. It's useless to everybody else unless you're going to buy me ice cream. In which case I should warn you that my favorite ice cream is generally something mint, like mint and chocolate chip is probably my favorite generic style of ice cream. Mint and ice cream with chocolate just always works well together. They have one, it's Andy's Candies Mints. That's really good. Or they have the Moose Track mint and chocolate with fudge swirl. That's also really good. But yeah, mint, it's. They are, it's a scoop of ice cream sandwich between 2 oatmeal cookies and covered in the hard chocolate shell. The mint one is my favorite. They have other flavors too, obviously, but mint's my favorite. Mint and chocolate and ice cream. Can't beat it. I got lost. Okay. Truth Convoy, opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. No one wants to hear yours. Yeah, so her downfall, I think, the reason why she's not growing spectacularly as a channel is because, number one, her opinions are malformed. If you are going to make an opinion, you should take the time to educate yourself about the relevant facts. Some opinions are better than others. I will go that far. If someone says, you know, I like communism because communism is great, and somebody else says, well, in my opinion, communism is a terrible form of government because every time it's been tried, it has failed spectacularly. Both of those are just opinions. However, one of them is an informed opinion, which is, in my opinion, a more reliable, a better source of opinion. So I think she's failing to grow her user base because of that. In addition, she is very aggressive at hiding or deleting. I don't know exactly how she's doing it, but I know that I made a comment expressing to her that she had based her opinion on an incomplete understanding of what I had said, so perhaps she should revisit it. And surprisingly enough, if you go into incognito mode and you look at her video, you won't see my response. I also saw another one of my subscribers go in there and he said something that wasn't terribly kind, and his was hidden as well, or deleted, I'm not sure which. Mr. Schweitzer, I believe, was the commenter. Anyway, if you are aggressively... So the fun thing, people, even Mr. Freeman, I jokingly asked to be a moderator, and he jokingly said that he was considering making me one, but I would have to be the one to delete all of the postings of addresses and things like that. Well, I was joking and he was joking, so we both know it's not going to happen, and that's fine. But he made the comment that, well, you know, it's easy when you only have 500 subs to, you know, not moderate once you get to his level of subs, because, you know, he's big boy. Once you get to his level of subs, you just can't have no moderators, and I'm going to challenge that. Sticks, Axe, and Hammer puts Mr. Freeman and my channels combined, multiplied by 10, to shame. Sticks, Axe, and Hammer, to the best of my knowledge, does 0 moderation. And he has passed 500,000 subscribers. He is an example of an opinion giver who has at least... I have quibbled with the basis of his legal analyses from time to time, basically every time he brings up one. But he has at least some informed basis for his political opinions. I use him as mainly just noise, but whatever. I mean, some people like him, some people believe him, some people just use him for noise. I'm sure my channel's the same way. Some people like me, some people believe me, some people just use me for noise. Some people point and laugh. Anyway. Yeah, so if Mr. Hexenhammer can go about his life without any moderators on 500,000 subs and a high level of engagement, then I don't see why I would need to ever have moderation. Mr. Medicare, also wildly successful, and also 0 moderation. It doesn't... I know some people think that, oh, you're going to get banned for what's put in your comments from YouTube. I don't believe so, because if anybody ever was going to get banned for what was put in their comments in YouTube, it would be Mr. Medicare, whose troll army makes mine look ridiculous. I don't really have a troll army. I have maybe a troll squad at this point, but hey, you know, you got to start small and get big from there. Gotta get swole. Oh, speaking of getting swole, infinite Elgin intensity. Oh God, why am I blanking on that name? He's a lawyer. He does his name is out there, Eldon. Yeah. So I'm certainly not the only lawyer on YouTube that has his name out there. And again, I don't think it was terribly imprudent of me to dox myself. Where was I going with this? Okay, so we had truth convoy, using huge air quotes around truth. Opinions, informed opinions. Yeah, so yeah, I think that well, she has a couple of big drawbacks that I think are going to hinder her. I'm saying this as if I know what the hell I'm doing with my 500 or 600 subs. But she doesn't really offer anything interesting. I mean, you could hear basically the opinions she gives. You could go to any comment section anywhere and find people making the same statements that she's making. So she doesn't have anything really novel or insightful to offer. She doesn't ground her opinions in actual facts, actual truth. She doesn't inform herself before she makes an opinion. And like for example, she thought that I was going to be the shining beacon for tearing down auditors, because again, she entirely misunderstands me, and I'm not terribly. It's not a novel thing for me to be misunderstood in this community at all. But she was apparently thinking that I was going to be some sort of a champion on her side. And I have continually rejected the notion that I'm on anybody's side but my own. My intention is and always was to expand the right to film police without interference in the traditional public forum, i.e. when you are engaged in a police interaction, a police stop, you as the suspect or you as a witness should be free and undeterred from filming the police through the entire course of the interaction, as long as you don't present a threat to the police officers. Oh, it's warm. It's warm. She needs to pee. He needs to lay in the grass where another dog is peed. Yeah, so I am definitely not against auditors, and I also don't think that auditors are all unified. She wants to paint auditors as liberal socialists or something like that. Libtards. To the best of my knowledge and understanding, James presents himself as a libertarian, which is not, that'd be like a, if he was sane about it, he would be presenting himself as like a Ron Paul or a Rand Paul style libertarian. I think he's actually beyond libertarian ideals, though. He's more soft-sit. But I am generally libertarian-esque. I don't identify with any particular party, but it's kind of a general understanding of my politics. As long as you're not really harming anybody else, I personally think you should be allowed to do it, but I understand the arguments against that style of thinking. But I know that there are liberals out there. I know that there are Republicans out there. I know that there are Clinton supporters out there in this movement. I know that there are Trump supporters out there in the First Amendment auditing community. I don't see it as terribly party-based or outlook-based. I think because you have like every side seems to think that their particular viewpoint is being suppressed, and so every side has a vested interest in fighting against what they perceive to be the suppression. I'm looking for a different word. Censorship Thank you, brain. Haven't had my coffee yet. I know, the sun's up and everything, but I haven't had coffee yet because I got to sleep in today. Neener boo boo. Yeah, I was up around 5:30, but I lazed in bed because I could until about 6:20, and then finally I got bored and had to get up. So anyway, I think that's about it for today. Do I have anything else I wanted to bring up? Did I finish my comment on the auditors? Yeah, I am definitely pro-auditor insofar as they're not being asshats. I'm anti-asshat auditors. I am pro-First Amendment speech generally. I don't think it should necessarily be illegal to be an asshat, but by the same token, I'm not going to endorse or encourage people. Oh, good Lord, he loves sprinklers. I'm not going to endorse or encourage people to be asshats either. So, it's my boy. He's cute. He's stupid, but he's cute. Come on, buddy. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.